Nice to kind of meet you for a second time. I met you at the stage door, but nice to talk to you.
Yeah, nice to talk to you. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for having me. So, let's get this started. Well, first, happy Halloween.
Yes, you too.
You you play a character each and every day, so it's kind of like always Halloween for you.
Yes.
But also, you're also playing Marty at like a very special time. Not only is it like the 40th anniversary year, it's like the 40th anniversary week. What has that been like for you to be playing this character at this like exact moment in time?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Obviously, there's a lot of buzz, not only within the but Back to the Future musical world, but also just the overall Back to the Future franchise world. So, it's really exciting to see all the different brand partnerships and things that are coming out for this 40th anniversary celebration. And I don't know, it's cool to be part of that in like a little tiny way, just like doing the musical. I love that I'm getting to do it on the 40th anniversary year, and it feels like such a celebration of the franchise. And so I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yes. What was the audition process like?
Started this tour, I was a swing and an understudy for Marty. So I didn't go on for Marty all the time. Our original Marty, when he would call out or when he would be sick, I would go on for Marty then. And then they took him to the West End. So he's playing it on the West End now. And yeah, so then when he went to the West End, they promoted me full time, and it's been amazing. It's been cool to see so many cities and be able to perform Marty in so many cities, and I'm just really excited to be able to continue doing it, and doing it here in Detroit is fun.
Yeah. Well, what is it like? Because a lot of people are obviously swings and understudies, and they kind of, I'm guessing in like a non-dark way, it's just like, oh, I don't really mind when you're sick or if you're tired. Like, I don't want you to be ill, but like, it works in my favor. What is it like to be promoted?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I cherish any moment I got to go on for Marty, not because I wanted him to be out, just because I connected so much with the role, and I felt so at home in the role. And obviously that was for a reason. But yeah, I think transitioning from doing it once a week to 8 times a week is definitely a feat in itself. As a swing, I was a lot more well rested. I had a little more time with my body and with my voice just to like rest and recover from each show. And now doing the show 8 times every week is a bit of a harder balance to find the rest and the work-life balance. But it's a lot of fun, and it's probably the hardest role I've ever played, but I love it so much that I'm just gonna let myself like be immersed by it and rest when I can.
Yes. Well, how do you find the balance, or do you kind of accept that there isn't a balance and this is your life?
It's difficult. Luckily, the good news is that a lot of us on the tour are all friends, so we can go out and do things together and explore the cities. I think that's one of my favorite things about tour, is getting to like travel and see so many different cities. And I think that's a great way to balance my work life, is to do like the fun travel things during the day and then go into the show at night and try to deliver the same performance I do every night.
Yeah. Is there something that you like to do in each city? And as in, like, you always like to go to particular coffee shops, or are you a
Oh
foodie?
my gosh. We haven't done it in a while, but we were really on a streak there of going to escape rooms in every city. That was something we really liked doing, just because it was fun to see like what was different in each city. And a lot of the times cities will have like escape rooms that are themed for the city that you're in. So we've done a lot of those. We haven't done it in a while though. I guess someone will have to re-up that here.
Yes, that's super cool. So I saw in an interview where all the Martys in the world, well, three Martys of the world, when you guys kind of had a meeting of the Martys, that you very much relate to Marty. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone can kind of relate to Marty. Marty, he really wants to be successful, and he wants like a better life than what he perceives he has at the moment. And so I think that's what makes him sort of relatable, is that he's a little bit of an underdog, and he may not seem like he doesn't really think he's got a future, and people keep telling him he's a slacker and he's got no future and all of that. And so I think I think people relate to him because over the course of the show, you kind of see him find that confidence in himself because it's really the only thing that's going to get him through this time traveling experience. And so, you see him kind of become like the teacher to Doc and the teacher to George. And it goes from him kind of like sitting back and not really caring to taking action and like, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. That's the whole theme of the show.
Yes, yes, yes. What do you think happened to his parents that they became so deflated um, by the
Oh my
time like
gosh.
he's a teenager?
That's a great question. I that's next time I see Bob Gale, who wrote this movie and the show, I think I'll ask him that because I don't know. I think, you know, just over time, high school sweethearts, maybe. I don't know. My parents are high school sweethearts, so they're still very close. So, it's hard to say, but I think that's one of the things that Marty gets so frustrated at is just like, how are you not like you're married? Like, where's the so I think that's definitely one of those other things that Marty's just like, oh, and I think to see that resolved at the end and to see his family so close and tight knit at the end is so nice and reassuring.
Yes. Marty is also very much a dreamer and also very ambitious. He actually goes after his dreams, which a lot of people don't do. And it seems as if you also went after your dreams. What made you get into musical theater that you were just like, oh, I'm going to do this?
Yeah. No, definitely. I didn't really do musical theater until high school. Before that, I was doing like all the things separately. Like I was like in drama club in middle school and I like did dance classes and I like was in chorus, but I never had like combined all the three of them until high school. And in high school, there was a performing arts school that you could audition for and go to. And so I auditioned my freshman year and didn't get in. And I was like, no, I really want to do that. So sophomore year, I auditioned again and I got in. So I spent 3 years at that performing arts high school, which was basically like a pre-college program. And then when I got to senior year, it was the big decision that a lot of people have to make, which is, am I going to go get a degree in musical theater? And am I going to spend money on that? Is it going to be worth it? And I made the decision to go do it. And it was one of the best experiences ever. And it taught me so much about the industry and about my artistry. And I think that everyone's path is different. Not everyone has to go to school for musical theater, but for me, that was just what was right. I wanted more training and I needed more training. So to spend 4 years just absorbing and training was exactly what I needed. And right after college, I just moved to New York and said, you know what, let's try to get a job. And I've been very lucky with my success so far. I'm very grateful.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Uh, I always ask everyone this who does musical theater, since you're a triple threat, music, dance, and singing, which one, in order, which ones are like your favorite?
That is such a hard question for me because coming from before this, I have done a lot of most of my credits have been in the ensemble because I can dance and because I think oftentimes in theater, it's like if a boy can dance, it's like put him in the ensemble, especially in my college program at least. And I think so a lot of the times I was sort of just in the ensemble and dancing. So I think before playing Marty, if you had asked me, I probably would have said like dancer, singer, actor. But now because of Marty, I feel like my strengths in acting and singing have increased so much just because it's like the core of Marty. Like you have to have those physical comedy beats and you have to have obviously the vocals. It's an insane vocal show with all the songs he sings. And so I think now I feel like it lands probably more like singing, acting, dance, just because I haven't been really dancing a whole lot. Marty does a little bit, but not as much as some of those ensemble people, which is they're dancing all night.
Yes. This show, I've seen a lot of Broadway shows. This one is so different with the set design. And it kind of feels how I would describe it. It feels like you're in a movie, but also like a theme park ride. It's just insane. How is that like as an actor? And you've done other shows before. How is this show different, especially in the production wise and technical wise?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely the most expensive show I've ever done. It to run it and to it looks like it. I don't know how much it costs, but I'm sure it's a lot. It's definitely the most like technically involved show. We've got so many like off stage choreography, when you leave the stage, even backstage, because there's so many set pieces moving around, you have to know where to stand and where you can't stand and where people are going to be moving things. And then on stage, it's just like you said, it's like part movie, part theme park ride for me too, because I get in that DeLorean and I've got the big LED wall on one side of me and the scrim that flies in with projections on it on the other side. And so if I look to either side of me, it's like, whoa, I'm kind of in the movie right now. And it's pretty cool to see, but also, driving around in that DeLorean feels a bit like a Disney ride at times. So it's a lot of fun. And with a very technically advanced show, there comes a lot of technical challenges. And I think one of the things that we have learned over the course of this tour is to kind of roll with the punches. And it's live theater. Nothing's ever going to be the same as it was the night before. And so I think some of those difficulties sometimes make it more special for the audience. It's like, oh, I was there when this happened. And with a show like this, things are bound to happen. It's crazy if we ever get through a full show and something didn't happen, even a small thing that an audience member wouldn't notice. But it's so precision oriented, and everyone has to be at the right place at the right time in order for everything to go right. So it's really incredible.
Yes. Is there something behind the scenes that you can share that doesn't like ruin everything production wise?
Oh my gosh. What can I share? Oh, this is something fun that we always talk about. So a lot of our set pieces move on their own. There's not anyone pushing them or pulling them. And it's because we have a series of tracks in the stage, like little grooves about this wide that the set pieces it's called knifed in. They're not actual knives, but they get knifed in, and then that it's got a pulley system underneath the stage that drags all of our set pieces around. So that's how a lot of that moving on its own is done. And I think that's really interesting. That's not something that I had any experience with before this show. That's automation is not a cheap feat of theater. So I think that's really exciting. And also the turntable in the middle of the stage, that does a lot of the scene transitioning as well. And that's something that is really fun that I've worked with a turntable before, but this show has so many turntable cues, and getting on and off the turntable while it's moving was something for me to learn, definitely.
The show's obviously about time travel, and so is the franchise. What year would you like to go back to, and what year would you like to go to the future to?
Yeah, I get this question so much, and I always change my answer because it's just how I feel in the moment. But I think right now, because of the 40th anniversary and everything, and it's just on my mind, I feel like in the past, I would want to go back to like the Back to the Future movie premiere and to be in like the audience, like the first audience of people to see the movie. I would love to experience that and hear everyone's reactions to truly like the first time it's ever been seen. Excuse me. But for the future, I would probably want to go like, I don't know, maybe somewhere far. I don't want to like disrupt anything. So somewhere where I'm definitely not alive anymore. And yeah, something that it was like, let's just check out how things go.
Would you
Like year
want?
3000. Year 3000, like
Oh,
Jonas Brothers.
yeah, I was say Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I would want to go.
Marty has to be a special guest at one of their tours.
Oh my gosh. I wish like give me a call, anyone.
Yes, it is. But would you want to see like your descendants if you went to the future, or do you just want to not know about your family?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think I'd definitely be a little bit curious. It's like any Hallauers out there? But yeah, I don't know. This show has honestly made me fear an opportunity to time travel because it's like, oh gosh, everything's gonna change. If I change everything, I don't want that kind of responsibility. It's a lot for Marty to handle. I don't think I could handle it.
Yes. What's funny about the show though is when they have the song and it's kind of like their version of like Welcome to the 50s, is
Yeah.
that a lot of the stuff I'm like, but it still feels very 2025. Like when they're talking about smoking, I'm like, that's basically vaping because I don't feel like that's very safe and we don't really know everything about it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's funny some of the parallels just between like even 1985 and 2025, like some of the style choices coming back and things like that. Like people always say like, "Oh, Marty's costume is so 80s," and it's like Marty's costume is something I would wear today, like in 2025. But I'll take the 80s, yeah. Um, and also Marty's hair. I got a little haircut yesterday, so it's looking a little shorter, but it's usually like really long and big and volume. So excuse me. Um, so yeah, I think that's something that like also an 80s thing, but I like love having it today as well. So it's like it could go either way. It's really fun to see the parallels. And also, timely some of the parallels from the 50s. It's like, oh, a crazy politician who wants everyone to believe in the patriarchy. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
a little spooky. Yeah, but yeah, it's good to
Lorraine,
sort of shed light on that.
yeah, Lorraine frequently being sexually harassed was still very
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, but it's good to see in the end, the good side always wins, right?
yeah.
Someone stands up for her. George helps her out, and so yeah, I think it's a really great story for today, and that's the reason that 40 years later, 40 years into the franchise, it's still relevant because people can still relate to these characters, and I think that's why it's been so pervasive through American culture this whole time, and not even American culture, world culture, because it's such a popular movie all over the world, and there's so many productions of the musical now all over the world with Australia and Japan and the cruise and the West End. It's just they're nonstop. They just keep opening more, and there's a Germany one coming. So it's amazing to see like all the different fans of Back to the Future all around the world. It's crazy that so many people around the world can relate to these characters.
Yes. Speaking of the 80s and the 50s again, is there something from the 80s and 50s kind of more of like semi of like a relic that you would love, like a cassette player or like malt milkshakes or something?
That's a good question. I think I really like the idea of like skateboarding around. I feel like people still do that, but I love Marty's skateboard. And if I know we have it, like it still exists today. I was like, I want that skateboard. That's like the big thing that I want. What else do I want? Oh, I love a camcorder. I like that Marty has that camcorder. I wish we would bring those back. Those are always fun. I feel like we should do more like home video stuff. Like obviously, like our iPhones are like home video now, which
Yeah.
is like great. You can have it right there. But I don't know. I love a camcorder. I like playing with that and touching all the buttons. So
Yeah, I like just the tangible things in that. Oh, I have a picture of the girl I like and of my siblings. It's not like, oh, let me look at my phone
yeah,
and like maybe
right. It's like I've
I'll
got
like
the Polaroid in my pocket. Yeah, yeah.
but
Less smartphones is my answer.
yes, yes. Do you have a favorite song of the show?
Favorite song? I think it depends. I think my favorite one, like in the show, is Put Your Mind to It with George. I think that's just such a beautiful, like I said earlier, Marty becoming the teacher and sort of teaching George like how to be cool. And obviously George doesn't do great at first, but it's a great number that moves the story along in the show. And by the end, you see George actually starting to get it, and you see the relationship between Marty and George building, and Marty actually starting to like his dad. And so I think that story wise, I think that that's really a beautiful number, and people really like that one. I think for that reason. But my favorite one to sing, which is different because Put Your Mind to It is very hard to sing. So I think my favorite one to sing is Power of Love, just because it's that right in that sweet spot in my voice. And I love it's Power of Love. It's such a cool song. And I get a microphone and I feel like a rock star every night. So I think that's my favorite. I like playing around and having fun with the audience with that one.
Yeah. I know that you guys only get like two bags for your tour, and that's like your life. What are your tour essentials other than like your humidifier and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we get the two bags and then we get like a trunk that has like some extra space in it that the show will travel, and that usually lives at the theater. But my essentials, I don't know. I'm a big clothes person. So I bring a lot of clothes and I like to switch out my clothes like winter and spring. Um, what else do I have? I bring little Tupperware, like my own Tupperware because I like to make food sometimes. And a lot of the times, like the Airbnb or the hotel won't have Tupperware. And I'm like, I need to bring that. What else do I have? I'm looking around now at my apartment. I bring a camera, like my a nice camera. I one of my hobbies is photography, so I like to go around in the cities and take photos of things. Um, yeah, I think mostly just the essentials are anything that's going to make you comfortable on the road, anything that's going to make you feel a little bit more normal because touring is so not normal that it's just like anything that can make you feel a little bit more at home is always helpful. I bring a lot of books. I know it's crazy because a lot of people use a Kindle and I need to turn the pages. So I am constantly like sending books home and getting new books and I have a lot of books. That's how I get through it.
Yes. Obviously Back to the Future is based on a movie. What's another movie that you would love to turn into a musical that you would star in?
I love this question and I already have an answer. It's another 80s movie, also filmed on Clock Tower Square in Universal, Gremlins. Have you ever seen the movie Gremlins?
Yes, and it's my niece's favorite movie.
I love that movie, and I would love to play. I'm blanking on his name right now, but the boy in it that feeds the gremlins and all that. I think that would be such an incredible musical. I also would love to see how they would pull off like the Gremlins. Like I anyone listening, Steven Spielberg, like let's get it started. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet, but I'd be into it. That would
It's
be
a little more
so
niche, I
cool.
think. I think there are not as many worldwide Gremlins fans, but I am one of them, and I would love to see that happen.
My niece, it's Halloween today, but 2 years ago when she was 3, she was Stripe's sister because she was a girl, so she wanted to be Stripe's sister. So she was Stripe for Halloween, and her
I
mom and
love that.
dad were Gizmo and another character.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah. I think that's definitely gonna be a Halloween for costume for me at some point. I would love that. That's so fun. That movie, that was one of those movies that like Back to the Future growing up because it's an 80s movie. My dad was like, you have to watch this movie, and Gremlins was one of those. And so I don't know, I really liked it. And obviously Back to the Future is one of those too. So
Yes. Speaking of obviously Back to the Future and you playing Marty, did people say that you looked like Michael J. Fox before all of this?
no. That is something that like it's been really crazy because no, not really at all until I started doing this. And then it's like everyone has been saying it. You know what I mean? It's like it's in all the like reviews in every city we go to, like the reviewers are like, and he looks so much like Michael J. Fox. I'm like, okay, wow, great. And I think that it's a combination of the haircut and the costume and like this my height and I also do the Marty voice at times on stage. And so I think they just like see all those things and it's like, oh my gosh, that's him. And yeah, I don't necessarily think our face shapes look that similar, but I will always take it because Michael J. Fox is a very handsome fellow, and I'll be compared to him any day. Such a nice guy, so handsome. I'm down for it.
Yes. Speaking of kind of associating things with you just see it and you're like, oh, well, that's him. I did my first stage door for Back to the Future because I didn't know it was a touring thing. And
Yeah,
yes,
it's fun to be able to meet everyone after the show and to see their reactions to it and hear them and then speak with them. It's always fun. I love the stage door.
yes. So you guys participate in stage door throughout all the tour stops?
Yeah, I mean, depending on where we go, sometimes it's a little bit less, it's a less easily accessible for the fans sometimes. So sometimes it's not as exciting or fun. But we try to, I mean, there's only one exit we can come out every night, and I love to speak with everyone. So I'll always be coming out the door to sign autographs and take pictures, and I love it. And there's so many nice fans that give me gifts and make friendship bracelets and drawings and it's been like overwhelming kindness from the fans. And so I will always stage door because I know that they are just the kindest people, and I always want to say hi and meet them.
What is you obviously can't pick a favorite gift because you appreciate them all equally, but what would you say is one of the most unique gifts that you have gotten so far?
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think now. I've gotten so many. I got a crocheted frog. Somebody crocheted me a frog, which I love so much. I love it's just insane to me that somebody has crocheted that. I love all the art. I love when someone draws something and I'm like, oh my God, that looks like me. Like, you know what I mean? Like they got it very accurate. Um, yeah, there's some great drawings that I'm thinking of. Yeah, and a lot of friendship bracelets. I get so many friendship bracelets. I've got a bucket full of them at my dressing room station, and I love them so much. So, and people will get like the funniest little like things from I like to go live on TikTok a lot. So people will like pull little things that I said on TikTok and like put it on the bracelet and give it to me. And it's like, oh, that's so good. So I'm always a fan of the friendship bracelets.
Awesome. Some could argue that Marty may have been the original Taylor Swift with all of these friendship bracelets.
I know. Honestly, I think Taylor Swift has just like come into the main pop culture stream, and I think friendship bracelets are just becoming like, yes, that's a thing now. It's definitely because of Taylor Swift, but that's a thing now.
Yes, but summer camps exist and all that stuff. But yeah, like that's how like, oh, fans communicate that we
Yes.
enjoyed that you did something on a stage.
Yeah, and it's an easy thing for fans to make, and an easy thing for actors and artists to keep. So I love it. I love it so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and Stage Door. We do actually have a picture together.
Oh,
So
great.
awesome. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to talk to you about future projects, including Gremlins the musical. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.